So whenever you're ready.
All right, call to order. Meeting for the Board of Variance, August 20th, 2020. Any light items
No
or
light items.
additional information for tonight? We have an agenda with 2 applications. Would somebody like to make a motion to approve the agenda for tonight?
So moved.
And second, Ron made a motion. Ken second, thank you. The minutes from last month's meeting, Thursday, July 16th. We all have them. Is there any questions or concerns? And if not, may we have a motion to adopt the minutes from last meeting? Thank you, Nelson, and a second. Thank you. All right, on to the presentations. Our first application tonight is Board of Variance number BOV 739. The civic address is 93 Ashler Ave. The applicant is requesting a side yard setback of 1.2 meters along the northern property line in order to permit the addition of a second story on an existing non-conforming single-family dwelling. This represents a side yard setback variance of 0.3 meters. The zoning bylaw number 4500 requires a minimum side yard setback of 1.5 meters in the R1 zone. We have the applicant here, and when you're ready, could you please speak to this application? And because you are on Zoom, could you speak clearly and loudly so that all of our members can hear you?
Oh, sorry. I'll unmute.
Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate you hearing the application. So the home, we think, was built in the 1940s, 1950s when they, I guess, guesstimated where the foundation should be and where the lot lines were. So there is on the north side of the property, the existing foundation and wall is within the setback between our house and our neighbor's house. And we're applying so that we can increase the square footage of our home. It's very tiny. It's only about 22 by 26, the box that our house is. So we don't have a lot of square footage. We'd like to go up and not the entire space of the square footage that's down below, but just in order to put in a media room and an office. I'm working from home in a very tight little space, so it would be really nice to have a bigger space to work from at this time. We've spoken with both of our neighbors who at length about what our proposal is, and neither have any objections.
Hi, Colleen. Thank you very much.
Hi.
Anything else to speak to the application, or are you good to bring it to the board for discussion?
I'm good to bring it to the board for discussion, yes.
Great, thank you. Gentlemen, any questions, comments?
I have one. This may not be relevant or not, but it's legally non-conforming in what context?
Perhaps Lainey could address that. We have most of our applications in this, of this type have that title, and so maybe clarification on what that means.
So it means it was built with a building permit at one point, and we allowed it to be in that location. So it's non-conforming as to our current setbacks, but at the time that it was built, it would have adhered to the setbacks of that time. So this is quite an old house. Maybe, I'm not entirely sure exactly what zoning bylaw it was under at that time. Maybe we didn't even have a zoning bylaw at that time. But it's legal because it was built with a permit or allowed to be in that location. It's non-conforming because it's non-conforming to our current regulations.
So if this is approved, it's currently legally non-conforming, and then we approve it, does it become legally conforming, or is it just a modified legal non-conforming with more space?
No, it will be legally conforming in this case.
I don't have any questions. I think the application is thorough and adequate too.
I'd like to make a motion
Great.
to accept it.
Could you make the motion based on A or B on our sheet? Sorry, Ron. Following protocol.
Yeah, on A.
So if you wouldn't mind just reading it out. Would you mind reading out the motion?
Board approve the application. To reducing the minimum side yard setback. Is it from, let's see what the French goes here. I can't see it, it's so small.
Okay. 1.5 to 1.2 meters.
This here pertains to this one.
Exactly.
Sorry.
The details are what the
Okay.
application was requesting.
Okay, to permit the addition of a second story, I'm sorry, okay, an existing non-conforming single-family dwelling.
We have a motion to approve the application. All in favor? Show of hands. Unanimous, application approved. Excellent.
That's great.
Okay. Thank you very much. Your application's been approved. Lainey will speak with you about what to do next.
So we'll send you a
Great,
letter.
thank you.
Sorry, Colleen. Yeah,
Okay.
we'll send you a letter just to let you know that it's been approved, and then you can feel free to apply for your building permit at any point.
Great, thank you so much. I really appreciate you taking the time to hear the application. Have a lovely evening.
Thank you.
You as well.
Thank you. Bye.
All right. Moving on to our second application for this evening. Board of Variance permit number BOV 740, civic address 458 Park Avenue. The applicant is requesting a front yard setback of 4 meters and a rear yard setback of 1.5 meters in order to construct a single-family dwelling. This represents setback variances of 3 meters and 6 meters respectively. The zoning bylaw 4500 requires a minimum front yard setback of 7 meters where a property abuts a major road and a minimum rear yard setback of 7.5 meters in the R1 zone. Do we have someone here to speak to this application? Hello. If you could please come to the stand and use the microphone.
So I'm told I can also sit here.
Sure.
I'm comfortable if that's okay.
Sure,
If
as
you
long
guys don't
as
mind.
everybody can hear you clearly.
Do you folks have the original write-up that I submitted to the city?
Yes.
And then I also prepared sort of a streetscape as well.
Excellent, thank you very much. And could you say your name?
Yes.
Just for the record, please?
Okay. My name's Douglas Riddell. I'm the owner of Porch Homes.
Okay. And we have had a chance to review the information in our booklet, but does everyone want to take a few minutes and go over this?
Do you have another one, Douglas?
No, I just made 4 copies of it, sure. I just wanted to give some context of the current landscape and setbacks that are, or the front door placements on the roadways around the UK right now.
take it away. If anyone has any questions?
Do you want me to
Yes.
go over sort of
I'm sorry, my apologies. Jumped the gun. Please.
So this is my first time doing this. I'm a little bit nervous. So my name is Douglas Riddell. I'm the owner of Porch Homes. We are a residential builder in South Nanaimo exclusively. We own 454, 458 Park Avenue. It's a single-family home that's located on 4 single-family building lots. The house is currently in major disrepair, and we feel there's no positive street presence that the house is offering the community as it stands. Our intent is to demo the house and build on the 4 separate legal lots as they are now. I don't know if the city changed my application at all as far as my diagrams, but this is the placement of the house, or the 4 separate lots. So there's A, B, D, and the one I'm here for tonight is Lot C. The current setbacks on A, B, and D work well within the city's definition or requirements of setbacks. The issue that we have is Lot C, where the front door is facing Park. That results in a 10.5-foot wide house, which we come to the conclusion is a hardship case, in fact, making the lot unbuildable. So in essence, what we're asking for is rotating the setbacks 90 degrees to have very similar setbacks as Lot A, which is complying now with the setbacks because its facing road is Albion. So that's our request. As far as negative impacts to the neighborhood, we haven't identified any. Lot C's neighbor will be Lot A, and Lot C's other neighbor doesn't have one. It's up against the alleyway. The other thing is the streets. We don't think that having almost a mirror image of A on C for setbacks is going to detract from the current landscape that you can see that's on the document that I presented you here. And then I guess outlining the positive aspects we feel that approval of this project would have, and that would be that Lot C will now match Lot A in terms of street presence. This will also give Lot C now a usable side yard of 7.5 meters. Lot C's front door will still remain on Park Avenue, and we are always building in a craftsman-inspired style with outlookers and cedar shingles and stuff and porches. So we feel we'll have a very good street presence. And lastly, we feel that converting this one dilapidated house into 4 more affordable single-family homes within walking distance to the downtown core will also add the density and affordability of living and walking in that area. So that's kind of my recap of our little project and our request.
Excellent. Thank you, Douglas. All right, now it's our turn. Sorry, guys.
Question.
Yes, of course.
It's kind of an interesting one. When I first looked at it, I thought, wow, that's interesting. That lot, existing lot, original lot, manages to touch all 4. So my question is that the 4 lots have been subdivided legally already?
Yes, they are. It's not uncommon in Nanaimo to have one single-family home located on multiple lots. We are a developer as well, but mostly all our new home building is infill, and we've identified these usually double PID lots with old dilapidated homes. So in this case, this is a rare one, the fact that it's sitting on 4 already subdivided lots, so each has its own PID.
And to clarify that, it always did, or that was created?
No, it always did.
Okay.
So by subdividing in 4 lots, then
Well, it's not subdivided, it's a house that's physically sitting on 4 legal
that's on the
lots.
survey on the 4 lots. made sense to ask for a variance because the setbacks under the current zoning won't work.
It doesn't work for lot C.
See,
So this is this diagram here, because C's front door is facing park, then it requires the backyard to be 7.5. So what we're asking is rotating the setback sort of 90 degrees to match lot A. So the hardship case here being is, so basically the setbacks are all the same, we're just rotating 90 degrees. And if we don't do that, we end up with a 10.5-foot wide house.
okay. Okay. Hardy had some difficulty finding the place today. Tucked down there, went down the lane and dead-ended it. But where is this place?
The place had a watch cat when I was
This is a off topic of C, but what would the civic address of D be?
The city will they usually get assigned a new civic address.
Okay, because it doesn't front on a street, an established street, it's sort of,
Yes, that is correct. So
it's got a lane access,
I'm not
so
quite
I've
sure
never,
I'm not quite sure what street we
Okay.
give it, but typically in our double PID laws, they will assign a new civic address.
interesting, okay.
Or change both of them if they're not in sequence.
That was a question that I had as well. I mean, it's not relevant to your application, but that lot will not have street access. And I'm not sure what the legalities are of that. And if this application is approved, will that end up creating that little lot there that's not going to be usable because it doesn't front onto a street?
I believe it's not a requirement that a building lot front onto a street.
Okay, okay. I have a few other questions.
Yes, of course.
Chair. It sounds interesting. You're going to get 4 bedrooms and 3 bathrooms in each house on each of those little lots.
Yes, we do all our own design in-house ourselves and really look at each lot and try to make the best we can. We are a spec builder, so we've become very good at not creating wasted space in our designs. And I was fortunate last year that CHBA actually recognized us as top home builder of the year for spec home building with our finishes and stuff. So yeah, try to, and each bedroom is about 10, at least a minimum of 10 by 10 square feet, so they're not small.
Very
Worked really
interesting.
hard to eliminate wasted space in design.
The other question I had was on the sketch that's you labeled as figure 1. There's something there that's called SRW and then CA number.
Yeah, so what that is, that's BC gas with the residential gas line going to the house. So it's a small residential gas line. Because it was crossing a legal lot, they needed a right of way. So when we delete the house or demo the house, that right of way will disappear and the gas line will go back to the main, and then each house will have its own access to gas.
Oh, okay. Okay. So then you won't be building on top of an existing right of way.
No, yeah, so again, that is simply for a small residential gas line.
Okay. And that answers my questions.
And that right of way will be removed
Yes, sir.
from the title of this lot?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How about the shed? Also
The shed's going.
going? And you had said early in your presentation that you, A, B, and D are all adequate with the existing, with conforming to these
Yes, that's
existing
correct.
setbacks, so we won't see you again for A, B, or D?
It's just for C,
Okay,
to match basically A.
yeah, no, that makes sense. It's amazing how different each allowable building space is based on setbacks. Required for each property. Gentlemen, any more questions?
I think it's a great idea, myself.
How you doing, Ken?
Good.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm ready for a motion.
All right. If there's no more questions, Ken will make a motion.
I move that the board approve application BOV 740 to vary section 7.5.1 and 7.5.4 of zoning bylaw number 4500 to reduce the front yard setback from 7.0 meters to 4.0 meters and the rear yard setback from 7.5 meters to 1.5 meters in order to construct a single-family dwelling.
Thank you, Ken. All in favor of approving this application, show of hands, please. Excellent. Approved unanimously. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
And unless there's anything else this evening, we can have a motion to adjourn the meeting. Yes? All right. Second? Thanks, gentlemen. Meeting adjourned.
I'm sure city council would like to leave just a short.